So we're gonna go for a little drive now. Steve's gonna take us for a spin in his car, and we're gonna see what it's like. So yeah, let's hit the road, man.
As soon as you get your belt on.
So how long is it now? How long has it been since you've owned this, Steve?
It's been, I think it's 2017.
Yeah.
August, so
okay.
So yeah, 3 years now.
And
3 years.
Have you been happy? Are you a happy VXR owner?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy. It's just I probably don't get out in it as much as I want to. Reason being, I don't have to drive for work.
Yeah.
So the only time I'm really driving it is sort of about town, short journeys. I need more excuses to get out in it. So
yeah,
every time I've been able to go somewhere or meet up with anyone, like when we've met up, I've loved it. But day to day, it can be a bit wasted sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not driving long enough to really enjoy it.
So it's definitely not a daily driver then.
No. I don't need it for work. I just drive to and from my girlfriend's house or gym or wherever I'm going. But it's always a short journey. It's not anywhere where I can really put my foot down and enjoy some nice roads. Where I live as well, it's not like there's nice sweeping roads, places where I tend to go.
Yeah, so, yeah. We've got to go out of our way to try and find somewhere nice to drive.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, insurance-wise on this, was it expensive?
It was the first year. I was 20.
Yeah.
And it was. I think I shot myself in the foot a bit because I wanted a new car, but it was only a couple of months till I was 21. So
yeah,
I couldn't wait. As soon as I saw this car, I thought, if I wait till I'm 21, the insurance might drop a bit. Because I think I paid $1,600 all in one go. I don't like to pay monthly really.
Nah, me neither. I'm the same as you.
So all in one hit, $1,600, something like that. So
yeah,
a lot of money to insure it. The car was 5.5 when I bought it. I bought it from like a performance place in Luton. I had all my savings, so I went from being quite a young guy with a decent amount of savings to all of a sudden spending it all in one go.
Yeah, on a car, yeah.
But I think like that's what your money's for. If you're saving up, like you've got to spend it someday. So,
yeah.
I don't regret it. And I bought the car to enjoy it, so it's not just money thrown away. It's like a hobby almost.
Yeah. So what is your car history?
It's not an extensive history or an exciting history. I had one car before this.
Yeah.
Its nickname was Bluebell, as you know.
Yeah.
It was a 51 plate Ford Fiesta Freestyle.
How much power? Got about 80 horsepower or something.
I don't even know. I think the max speed, I remember looking it up when I was buying it, the max speed said 96 miles an hour, which was good because I had a black box, and if I went over 100 miles an hour, they cancelled the insurance on the spot. So I thought, well, I can't even do that. So it's a safe bet.
So what was it like jumping from that Fiesta into this Corsa then? Were you shocked with the performance difference?
Yeah. When I went to the dealership to have a look, it was the first VXR I'd actually driven. I'd been to see a couple others, but they weren't even worth driving, the condition of them.
Yeah.
This one was from a performance place in Luton, FS Performance they're called.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a big lot of cars, but the cars they did have looked really good. Like, they had a lot of R32s and they had a Skyline in the office bit.
Nice.
They had quite a few really nice cars, and to go from cars like that are really sought after, expensive, and having a Corsa Vxr there sort of showed that it had to be half decent.
Yeah.
For them to even stock it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, if they're normally got high performance.
Yeah.
Cars like
20 plus grand cars.
Yeah.
I knew that it had to have something special about it, and I was happy when I saw it. I love blue's my favourite colour. I love the colour of it. Getting in it and driving it, I was so. I didn't know how to drive a car like that. I probably still don't, but it just felt. The old Fiesta didn't really have power steering. I think it probably did a little bit, but it was more like hydraulic than electric.
Yeah.
It was quite heavy, and I didn't realise that until I got in this.
Yeah.
How light it was. He said at one point, the guy from the dealership told me to put my foot down a bit, and I think I was in fourth, like doing 40. And I put my foot down the slightest bit, and I was like, whoa. Like,
so you weren't even on boost?
No, I was like, where's that coming from? So it was just
straight over.
Just a completely different sensation.
Oh no, it's that way actually. Yeah, it's this way.
It was a completely different sensation to feel like you're putting your foot down and something's pushing you.
Yeah.
Like, going back in your seat a little bit. And feeling that was. Yeah, I just fell in love with it straight away.
If you were to pick your favourite thing about this car, what would it be? It can be something that you've done, or just a characteristic of the car.
I don't know. The favourite, since I had the suspension done, it feels so much better, because I think some people have said that the handling and steering on these can be a little bit, don't get as much response as you'd maybe want. But since having the suspension done, I've just got a lot more confidence to give it round the bends. And,
straight up.
Like have a bit more fun and be confident that I'm not just going to spin out or I'm not rocking so much when I'm steering. So
no, you can feel it. The car does feel nice and planted on the road.
Yeah, and I think I spent like a decent amount of money on it. I had a look at different coilovers and suspensions.
It's turned out to be a nice little investment having a little hot hatch.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a nice road you've got. Do you know what? I'm always shocked when I get in this car, because it pulls so much better than my Golf, and although my 330 is supposed to have more power than this, supposedly from factory, this obviously the way this delivers the power. What reading do you get up on your boost gauge? What does it go up to?
The most I've seen it is about 22 or 23 maybe.
Yeah.
It sort of peaks and then it'll drop off a bit to around about, I think, 18 or somewhere like that.
So this as well, obviously it's a 1.6.
Yep.
But you're making more boost in this as standard than I am in my Golf, and that's a 1.8.
Yeah.
So it's obviously already comes out of the factory, like, you know, up there. The boost is obviously turned up a little bit. It's a little bit more tuned, you know.
Yeah, it seems like it. And I think that's why maybe it's got a bit of a reputation for being unreliable and engine problems with piston 4, as everybody says.
Yeah.
I think it's because they've tuned it to make it a feisty car anyway.
Yeah.
And then you just get people that abuse that and are trying to put more power through them or dragging them everywhere without any thought about what's already been done to it.
Yeah.
And what the limits are for a 1.6 or this 1.6.
How many years old is this?
It's 2009, so over 10 years now.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's still, like, we both prefer them to the newest VXR, looks-wise, don't we? So
yeah, I've as soon as I saw it, when I was looking at cars and I saw this colour with black alloys, I just love the way, the shape of it, the way it looks. I don't think the Corsa on its own is a bad looking car anyway.
Yeah.
They're very common, you see them a lot, but as this shape, the Corsa D, it's quite a sporty looking shape. Regardless, it's not just sort of like your everyday standard car.
No.
And with the VXR, they've tried to add bits of flair to make it seem that extra bit special, rather than just putting a bigger engine or a turbo in the car and letting the performance tell you that it's different.
No, it's quite an aggressive looking car, and like when I first got in this car, I was so impressed, like, with everything. Even like, although everything's plastic and stuff, I still think the build quality is really good, and the car feels solid. It doesn't make a load of noises when you're going everywhere, like you don't get a load of rattles and so on and so forth. And that turbo noise, man.
You can't hear any rattles half the time.
Yeah.
That's just constantly.
Yeah, that's first class, man. When I bought my Golf, I was hoping like I'd get the same sort of sounds, but it's a bit more toned down. It's a bit more quiet, but yeah, this is wicked. It even like it's got a better build quality than my Golf, but my Golf's it's like a base model.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have any of the leather interior. It doesn't have like the winter pack that they call it or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is I don't know what options.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think. I mean, obviously there's other VXRs like the Nürburgring. There's a VX Racing red cars that are more limited edition. The Club Sports, they've got mods that they're more power.
Yeah.
And the Nürburgrings have got like LSD as standard and bits and bobs like that. But it's not really, if you're buying a VXR, it's sort of, there are little extras here and there, but it's not like you get a base model one and you're missing out on a lot of features that other ones have. It's sort of, you get a VXR and you know that it's like the highest spec Corsa at least that you can get.
Oi, little spin. Oh mate. See, that said 42.
I won't do 42.
No, but the engine, it sounds good. Like, it sounds strong. You do get a nice sound with this car, even as standard, even though it's a small engine. It's really smooth. The power in this car is really smooth, mate.
Sometimes I feel like it does have a little lag, and then it kicks you a little bit. But I quite like that.
Did you find this a spins up?
Yeah. In first is just like skipping stones. Second, I don't know how to.
First is literally pull off, and then any more throttle, then like 30%.
It will either spin or you won't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to use first properly. I've still not learned.
Yeah.
But I just normally just get the revs so that second will take it.
Yeah.
And then second is where I feel that it really like takes off.
Yeah, for 190 horsepower or so, it's good, man. And what's that bike?
This is second now.
Is that a little wobble?
No wobble.
Mate.
It's just the camber and the road.
Yeah, and the cat's eyes.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're called. I want to feel your heartbeat.
Oh, that's alright. I don't know about yours.
Nah, mate. I've already been sideways, mate. So it doesn't even matter. Because really and truly, once you undertake like a little bit of performance modifications and that, there's loads of things that are different that like you can notice. Like for example, extra boost, like what your fuel economy is going to be like, what the car's going to sound like, how it handles. If you get like, have you got torque steer? Do you get torque steer?
Yeah, I do. But I don't know whether I've just got more used to it, but that's another thing I should have said. when I first drove it, the test drive, when he said put your foot down, and I was barely giving it in fourth, I felt the steering wheel go to one side, and I thought it was just me.
Yeah.
And then obviously learned that it's the torque steer that pulls the steering wheel when you're driving or accelerating.
Yeah.
But since, I don't know whether it's since the suspension maybe as well has made a slight difference. But
yeah. I could see that.
I don't feel it as much. But then again, when I put my foot down, it's sort of like I sort of enjoy it if it's a little bit throws you about a little bit. It's fun, isn't it? So
mate, that is the one reason, because I was looking at Quattro Mark 1 TTs 225 brake ones, and the S3 as well, AL, and the reason why I didn't go for either of those cars is because they're four-wheel drive, and I wanted to feel my car's power, like as it breaks traction when you're trying to go and you floor it and the boost kicks in and you start getting spins, and I wanted I wanted all of that. I wanted like the drama of like lack of grip.
You wanted to be a hooligan on the road.
Yeah, I didn't really. Although look, it would be better driving a four-wheel drive car because you can give power around corners. If you're taking a corner in this and you've got enough power and you put your foot down flat, your car's going to go from turning round the corner to going straight when the wheels start spinning. So
yeah, and it's not, you're not going to beat four-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive cars in a front-wheel drive car in most scenarios, but it's a lot of fun. It's quite a British thing to have like a powerful front-wheel drive, hot hatch.
Yeah. And they're
on Fords.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the excitement comes from.
Yeah. There are more and more hot hatches on the road now anyway, and with the way things are going with emissions and just all of that in general, if you think about it, all these cars like big M5s, like that brought out the M8s, the big S63s, stuff like that, soon they'll be extinct and you will be getting your thrills from hybrid hot hatches. Like, you know what I mean? If you could have a hatch with like if Tesla made a hatch, straight over. If Tesla made a hatch with like a little turbocharged 2 litre as well, mate, nothing like that would be cleaning the floor with loads of stuff. Plenty of overtaking power then.
Seems like it.
Wait. It's funny as well, like when you got a car like this, you can feel the limits of grip, you can feel it sliding, but like I said with the Golf, man, I was feeling it and then it just went. Game over.
You're like, I'm feeling this.
I'm like,
the other way.
I'm like, Steve, man, there's too much grip on this roundabout. Boom. This is a tight little roundabout. Not much visibility. Wait. Obviously, I don't really drive other people's cars, so it takes a bit of getting used to sometimes. I don't really see how people can just jump in somebody else's car and start thrashing it.
Yeah.
I had to let the learner out. Oh man, I just could have gone down there. It's the sound of this car that I like the most.
It's just proper loud.
Oh man, you just get so much turbo noise from it. Once you go for like exhaust mod and all of that, and you start hearing the turbo through the exhaust, it's gonna be nice, man.
It's gonna be too much.
Yeah, the thing is as well, is that once you do get an exhaust and stuff like that, you naturally want to sort of give it a little bit more.
Yeah. That's a funny number.
Yeah, I know. No, do you know what? The boost in this, let's just quickly see. I feel like it. You know when it hits you then at like 3,000 revs.
Yeah.
You can feel it coming on. When you're a passenger, well, obviously, I was probably wasn't in the best gear then to like do a little pull, but when you're a passenger, you can't really feel it as much as when you're driving.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're driving, you know how much throttle you're putting down.
Yeah.
So you're expecting more.
Yeah, you know when it's coming in and when you're dropping off.
Oh, I love it, man. And it's like you can feel that it's really, really planted. You've got the traction control off. Yeah.
I don't think it really does much anyway.
No, do you know what? You can feel it's planted, and I like the steering in it as well because like you can't feel all the bumps and everything of the road. Like when I'm in my Golf, I feel like I can feel every single knock and bang, but in this, it's really like dialed out for that, and I prefer that, man, because when you're driving and you're just driving sort of chilled out, you don't really want to feel every single thing through the wheel, but it's really nice, man. And there's loads of space in here as well.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like when I'm sitting as a passenger, which is rare, it's quite nice that you can like put your feet fully forward.
Yeah. What's it like being a passenger in your own car then?
I don't know. Wait till something happens.
Yeah. Obviously, if someone's like disrespecting your car,
yeah, it's not going to be nice, is it? No.
But if it's me and I'm being gentle and nice,
but at the same time, I want to feel it from the passenger side.
oh, what, going?
Like if I can be a passenger to myself, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. To feel the way you drive.
Yeah. So no, like when I'm getting told off whether they have good reason. Straight to the lorry.
I think this is the road. Oh yes.
It's a good road.
Yeah, man. You know what? Look, man. Like I said, I'm not used to this car. My Golf, I haven't really. I don't know what it is, man. I feel like it's lazy. Oh, whereas this, you just get on the power, man. It's completely different. And my BMW's lazy as well. This scared me a little bit.
Yeah, it scared me the first time. I properly sort of put my foot down in it, but at the same time, I loved it.
Yeah, man. This gives thrills. This car definitely gives some good thrills, man. Coupled with that sound as well.
A lot of people say you don't need to be doing stuff to them, like.
Mate, that wheel's hard, man.
They're like a good hot hatch. The power's enough, and I don't disagree with them.
Yeah.
But I've had it for 3 years, and where some people might get a different car, I'd rather do stuff to this and try and improve it and add things to it. So
you know, it's cringy when they say smiles per gallon. But this is one of those cars, man, and probably at the moment it's probably the best time to buy them, isn't it, right now? Price wise.
Yeah, I think the only thing with buying, I think there are a lot of abused Corsas just because of who buys them.
Yeah, you're gonna get them.
I was really fortunate, I think, with this one.
Yeah.
Like over 3 years, it's not really caused me much grief.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what have you had? Like, what problems have you had?
The wheel bearings, the rear wheel bearings. I think that's a common, like, just wear and tear on these. Start hearing like a droning noise. don't have to really spend loads on those type of parts, so I tend to spend a little bit more and get like, rather than getting the cheapest option for a replacement, I'll make it a bit of an upgrade.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's the wheel bearings, what else went wrong? The suspension. Oh yeah, one of my calipers, when I've got my brakes changed, my stepdad done a lot of it. One of the rear calipers was seized. I think that's a common issue as well. They just replaced them.
Mate, I'm so sorry, man. I'm having too much fun.
That's alright. I'll just keep reeling them off while you're driving.
Yeah, go on.
Until you discover one.
No, man. Listen, mate. This car, man. I'm hoping that when I get my Golf mapped, that it's going to be as responsive as this, because like this is bang on the money, mate. I think bang on the money, man.
I think
I love this car, man.
The Golfs are, like you said earlier, they're a bit more subtle, and they don't tune it out the factory, so it's sort of near the limits of what it can do.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a bit more. They thought, seemed like they went for it. They just thought, oh, let's just make as much power as we can, not worry too much about the handling and all that kind of stuff. And
mate, this is different game.
And then yeah,
what was I saying?
The suspension one has spring snapped, so got the coilovers, so that was an upgrade rather than like a repair.
Yeah.
There has been other things. There's loads of little things, I think, for these. Obviously the big one is the engine issues that you can get, but this having been forged like the year before I bought it, or 6 months before I bought it, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Hopefully I've avoided all of those kind of issues. But yeah, I think that's it. There are other little electrical things that people have said you can have problems with. But yeah, other than that, it's not been bad at all. Like, I like to, if something needs replacing, I'd rather just do it and spend a bit more money and
of course,
have it ticked off, so I don't have to have it in the back of my head that something could go wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm very paranoid, as you know.
Yeah, man, I am too, man. You know what I'm like. I'll get out in a minute. I'll let you.
That's all right. Yeah, it's addictive.
Yeah, man, because I was addicted. I was so addicted to it in my Golf. But I remember the first time I drove this, I wish I had the camera rolling then, because I was like, oh my god, man. Like, I remember got that under your control.
Yeah, it is, and it's constant as well. You don't really have to force it to do that.
Do you know what I mean? It will do it from low revs, and not under that much load, won't it? So. And then you get the occasional like little pop from the exhaust as well. Sounds good.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're driving just in a car park or something, you go past like a wall or some other cars, you hear it sort of burbling a bit.
Yeah.
And I like those subtle. I don't want to have like a really over the top car, but it's nice when you hear things like that.
Mate, look, that's it. What? I'm in like 5th gear, 1,500 revs, 30 miles an hour, foot down a little bit. Yeah.
Just to remind you.
It almost sounds like it's made up.
Yeah, that's what Ashley said, didn't he? He said, have you got that hooked up to the speakers?
Yeah, I remember. I felt the torque steer then, actually.
Yeah,
and I heard that
think
nice
I
little
did
pop.
it earlier.
Yeah.
Did it go to the left?
Mate, I can't remember. I just felt it trying to do something.
Yeah. Trying to escape.
Yeah. Right, guys, so gonna end the video there today. Something a little bit different for the channel, because I know most of the time I'm always working on my cars, but as Steve's a close friend of mine, and he's going to be having some wicked mods done to the car soon, I thought I'd try and get a video before and after, just to showcase some of the cars that my friends drive. So yeah, thanks for watching. Big thanks to Steve as well. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for any more content on the Spooling Up channel.